If you're running an e-commerce brand doing over 1 million per year in revenue and you're not actively trying to increase the conversion rate on your website, you're leaving a ton of money and scale on the table. Conversion rate is such an important metric in the customer acquisition funnel because if it's too low, it could very well be the reason why your ads are not performing or why you can't scale your ads past a certain level per day in ad spend. I've witnessed time and time again with my own clients how increasing conversion rate increases the ceiling for how much we can spend on ads while maintaining our efficiency for new customer acquisition targets. At my agency Hayes, we do a lot of CRO A/B testing for our clients. And in this video, what I want to do is share 5 high impact yet easy to implement CRO A/B tests that you can implement for your own brand to start seeing increases and improvements in conversion rate. And if you're a new viewer here, my name is Jordan Hayes. I run an e-commerce marketing agency. We work with a handful of e-commerce brands and we help them scale through both customer acquisition and customer retention marketing. And just so you know that I'm qualified to speak on these topics around e-commerce growth, here is a client that we work with currently, last 30 days, just under 800K in revenue. Okay, so let's dive into the 5 A/B tests over here. So the first one I want to talk about is navigation menu. Whenever we've looked at heat maps on our clients' websites of traffic that's coming into the site, especially from ads, the area on the page that is always in the top 5 for the amount of clicks that it has is the mobile hamburger menu. And what this means is that visitors are coming to the website and immediately want to browse around. And if we make it difficult for them to do this, that's going to kill our conversion rate. So when looking at your mobile hamburger menu, you need to think about creating the simplest layout possible. If you have multiple collections and products, this becomes more challenging, but it's still relatively easy to organize. In your menu, you always want to create some sort of hierarchy. So the first thing visitors should see in your menu is the ability to shop by collection, including an option to shop all, shop best sellers, shop new arrivals, if applicable, right? So I'm actually going to go with some examples right now to show you different high-performing navigation menus and explain the function, the layout behind them. So this first one here is from a furniture brand called Homery. So this is the hamburger menu. The reason why it's called a hamburger is, 3 layers, right? Whatever. But we're looking at mobile because most of the traffic is coming on mobile, and you should optimize your website mobile first. So here you can see there's very, very clear layout where we have different collections with furniture, outdoor, baths, faucets, all this. So if we open one of these, we can go deeper into each of these. Now this is a brand, this is a company with a lot of SKUs, like thousands and thousands of different products on their website. So of course, they're gonna have a much more layered navigation menu where it's embedded layer under layer, right? And of course, they've done this really well. They also have some best sellers, a sale, new, and ideas here as well, okay? Here's another example from Brunt, right? If we open up that navigation menu, we have shop all workwear, or we can shop by collection, right? Boots, apparel, accessories, right? They have a ton of different collections. And this is a good example of a brand that does really well for, only having a small number of collections, but still keeping the layout very, very clean with a clear hierarchy. Another example is similar to, Brunt in terms of not having a lot of collections, right? There's the barrels, right? These are ice barrels, the chiller, but you can still see, even if you've not got a lot of products, you can still create this hierarchy, which makes it very clean and organized for the customer to use. Hexclad are going with this one, which is more of a visual, where they just have all of them laid out here, but they're different collections, and they're using these icons to create visuals. And then finally, this one here from Omnilux, again, similar structure where they shop LED devices, and you can actually shop the products here, right? So rather than this linking me to a collections page, I can actually shop the products right here in the menu, which is pretty cool. And in terms of using images in the menu, it's not essential, but it is worth testing. We found that images help more on desktop when creating what's called a mega menu, because it fills up more space, creates more of a visual, better experience on desktop. But on mobile, it really depends on the functionality within your theme. I would start with the simpler, very clean, focus more on the organization rather than trying to get images in there, right? Images can be something you introduce later on. All right, number 2 is collections page. So adding a descriptor to the top of the collections pages. And what we like to do on a collections page is we add this title and description, sometimes an image as well, to the top of the page. We do this so that the customer knows where they are and why they should stay on the page. It sounds quite trivial, but trust me, when a customer is coming to your website for the first time, they have no idea who you are. It's helpful to tell the customer where they are on their website at any stage. So you tell them where the collection is, but also gives you some room to add in some benefits, some features, some highlights of the product. The key with this is to not make the section so big that the products end up going below the fold on mobile. I'm going to show you some examples of this right now. And you want this to be short and not take up a lot of vertical space, all right? So first, let's look at this example from True Classic. Now, we're on a collections page for new arrivals, but you can see here that they have an image. Even though it's a horizontal image, you don't see a lot of it, but you can see that, okay, maybe it's high quality polos, and it says fresh fits, same perfect feel. The latest styles built for comfort and designed to keep you looking sharp, right? So very simple, but it tells me where I am, and it tells me a little bit about the products that I'm about to start browsing, right? So it gives me like a preconception to what I'm about to start looking at. This example here from Ridge is one that's a little bit higher in terms of like the vertical height, but still does the job. Magnetic, minimal patented, 4 new premium finishes, join our MagSafe collection, and then you see built for life, just very simple indicators here that, okay, reminders of free shipping, the guarantee. Okay, cool. This is really good to tell the customer this before they start browsing your products, because that's going to be in the back of the mind. Okay, so let's move on to the third zero A/B test, and that is the collections page layout. So this is more about cleaning up the look and feel of the collections page to have the right information visible and then make that information easy for the visitor to read. So for each of the products on the collections page, we like to apply the following. And rather than just tell you this, I'm actually going to show you one of these examples that I love the most from Brunt. So this is their collections page. You can see, just from the point we spoke about, they have this section here as well, which tells the customer where they are, a little bit about the product. They also have a comparison thing, and they have this like ticker here, which just has some like USPs, some features. But here you can see the layout. Now it's very clear, the distinction between which products are which is very clean. All the product shots are the same from the same angle. They all follow this structure. Let's just take the ones with the swatches, right? They have swatches, they have the reviews, they have the title, the price, and then they have a little bit more about the product itself. In some cases, I guess the ones that don't have different colors, it's the same, just without that. And the other thing I like about Brunt is that they have these different call-out sections. You can use the real estate here to compare boots. This one, they have like the selling fast. On a mobile, usually you go with a 2x2 just to take up not a ton of space, right? But you can see how clearly it is laid out. Everything is left aligned. Little things like this make it it makes it a lot better experience for the customer when they're browsing a website. So gray or shadow background to the product image to show depth. That is just another thing that we see here. Like the background of the image is not white. It's a gray shadow. And it just means that it creates some like a boundary around this, but it also adds some depth to the product as well. All product images are the same size. We spoke about that as well. Under the product image, having this hierarchy of the different information, the star rating, the product title, the description, and then the price. Let's look at another example we have here with Homery. So they have the images, they have the title, flash sale, and then the price, right? Just another way to go about it. And you can see you can actually go through different images here. So that's just another example. Okay, let's move on to test number 4, the first one on the PDP. So whenever we look at heat maps of our clients' websites, one of the areas of the PDP that has the most interactions is the product image carousel. And it makes sense. On mobile, it's the first thing that visitors see. It takes up a lot of real estate. The mistake that most e-com websites make is that they don't take advantage of the attention that they have from their visitors when scrolling through the carousel. Most e-com websites don't have good images, and they don't convey any other information in those images. This is a missed opportunity to increase conversion rate. So here's what we like to do, is we like to use this area as a way to convey more information about our products, more benefits, show testimonials. And we try to do this on many of the photos as possible. We have a mix of product shots and lifestyle shots, but I'm going to show you a great way that you can do that right here. So as you can see here, this one from Gleaming is just a skincare product. But as we scroll through the images, you can see that, okay, the free gift set, they have these 10 minutes twice a week. Here's all the issues that the product solves, before and after, more before and afters, clinical trials like results, again, super important with a product like this. More information on the ingredients, a step-by-step of how to use the product, step 1 to 3. Also very good one to do. Results source on us, more like the guarantee. Dermatologist approved, right? If you can get some authority in there, perfect. I'm going to show you another example that follows a very similar structure. So this one right here from Pet Lab Co, we can see that the first image, we're showing the product, but it also supports white teeth and fresh breath with this easy to add to food dental powder, okay? And as we scroll through, we can see that clinically tested. We can see a review from a vet, quality seal, key benefits. So we're showing images of the product, but we're also getting across benefits of the product. We're getting across more reasons to buy. And you can see here, more and more. Again, follows a similar structure to what we just saw, because ultimately what you want to be doing is you want to be conveying and you want to be answering the questions that the customer has in their mind. The best product image carousels are when you can understand the questions that the customer has in their mind when they come to your website in the specific order, right? Not just answer all the questions, but do it in the specific order. So think about your products, do the research, ask your customers, what is the thing that they want to see the most when it comes to your product, right? What is the first question in their mind when they land on your page? Is it an authority thing that they don't trust it, right? If it's health related, this is a big thing. Is it the fact that they want to see customer reviews? Is it the fact that they want to see the ingredients? Is it the fact that they want to see what problems, like hey, can this solve my acne? Hey, can this solve my is this good for anti-aging? They want to see those things. If they don't see those things within the first few seconds of being on the website and don't get an indication that it can solve their problem, you've lost that customer, okay? So this is, I can't stress the importance of having something like this. So we went through different ways that you could do this, right? Features, benefits, customer review quote, logos from press articles, a free gift the customer will receive. And if you have authority figures, definitely add them into the carousel with their credentials, and ideally a quote that goes along with that as well. So the fifth and final zero A/B test is another one with the PDP, and this is reducing the amount of scroll before the first call to action button. So most of the time, the first call to action button is an add to cart button. There are cases when this can be something different depending on the PDP format. The first thing we want to do is keep the add to cart button visible on mobile either immediately or if not within one scroll of the screen. Once a visitor has seen the button, we want to keep it visible to them at all times. When it's not usually visible on the page, we like to show it as a sticky bar that's on the bottom of the screen. It stays at the bottom of the screen, meaning it's visible even if the user scrolls all the way past the add to cart button on the page, it shows up and it stays there. Let me show you some examples. So this one here from Homery, you can see that the add to cart button is already fixed, right? I haven't even scrolled. It's already fixed. And as I scroll down, of course, when this normal add to cart button is showing, it disappears. And then as I scroll past, it shows back up, okay? So this is like a great example of keeping it visible all the time, because yes, on some screens, on those screens on mobile, this is gonna show, right? But let's just say that you did have your add to cart button fairly high up the page. Even if like a customer might be going to your website on a smaller screen, a smaller phone screen than maybe what you have, they won't see that button, right? So this just makes sure that it's visible at all times. Another example of this is this one from 8 Sleep, where again, the sticky bar is always there, and I can always, at any time, just check out. And then another one from Pet Lab Co. Same thing here, where we choose the package, is always there. It's always stuck to the bottom, no matter how far I scroll. So those are 5 easy to implement, yet high impact zero A/B tests that you can start implementing today for your e-commerce brand. And if you want a tool to be able to run these A/B tests on your Shopify store, check out the video. It's going to be somewhere here. Maybe it's going to show up now, or if not, it's going to be down below. But I basically cover a tool that I use for my clients to run these A/B tests. It allows you to do this quite seamlessly once you have the designs and the implementation done in Shopify. So that is all for this video. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one.